So we've got MLS analyst for Apple TV, Ross Smith. I know you're on the call this weekend for FC Dallas versus Nashville, and I understand that you called Nashville's first game. Can you just give me your initial reactions to how the Nashville opened the season?
Yeah, Paul, Nashville's seventh season in MLS. It's the most rounded, best Nashville team that I've seen, and I do see that by quite a distance as well. Best attack. I think we'll be talking about this team as one of the best attacking teams in the league. It's so well rounded, and they're so well coached. BJ Callahan is second full season. This guy, what stands out is the clarity of his ideas and his thoughts, and technically getting the most out of guys as well. I mean, look, Paul, I've been on the training ground since he first came to Nashville and seen him work, and what he's done in a year and a half is remarkable. And he's getting the best out of the top guys, and he's lifting up guys who you would say would be middle of the road average roster guys. He's making them look really sharp. So what a start for them. They thumped New England. They thumped Atletico Ottawa in CONCACAF over two
Mhm.
legs, 11 goals in the last couple games. I mean, this is a great start. However, their opponents haven't been nearly as good as FC Dallas, so that'll be an interesting one.
So for this upcoming match, I know Eric Quill today. His sound for match day -2 got posted, and he basically alluded to the fact that they're very dangerous in the attack and that they have to be very diligent in their defense. Can you just talk about what FC Dallas fans can expect with this two-headed monster of Surge and Mukhtar coming to town?
For sure. That's just it, Paul, because they steal the headline. Sam Surridge and Hani Mukhtar together combined for 40 goals. Last year, Sam Surridge was second in the running Golden Boot to Lionel Messi. I mean, he had a breakout season. And Hani Mukhtar, since he's come in the league, he's been in the league 6 years. 4 of those years, he's been in the running for MVP. That's how good and consistent Hani Mukhtar has been. But Nashville went out and got what is probably the biggest headline acquisition in the offseason in Christian Espinoza from San Jose. It was a massive screw up out in San Jose that yeah, you can look into it, who I think was the fall person because that person is no longer in the job. They felt as though they triggered Christian Espinoza's contract so that his contract would have been picked up. But whatever it wasn't triggered. He became a free agent and he had a lot of suitors and he picked Nashville. He wanted to come to Nashville. So he got one of the best assist guys in the league. Over the last 5 years, he's second in assists, Christian Espinoza. You've got one of the best players in the league the last 4 years in Hani Mukhtar. And then you've got Sam Surridge, who was one of the best goal scorers in the league last year. And I'm just going to throw one more out there, Paul, which this guy has been a surprise. Warren Madrigal. Nashville picked him up, Costa Rican. He was phenomenal in game one. He's making this attack balance because he'll come off the left-hand side, scored a goal, set up 2 goals in his debut last week. I mean, there's a lot of ways this team can hurt you. And again, New England helped them look good. So it'll be interesting to see with Dallas. I think they're more experienced with Eric Quill in terms of what he wants. They'll be well drilled. But I just get the sense Nashville, they're the real deal this year.
Switching gears to FC Dallas, they had a good offensive output in their first game as well. Both of their strikers up front, Farrington and Musa, were on the score sheet there. And that was something that he kind of toyed with at the end of last year was, do you play these two massive guys up front? As you prepare to call this game, what are you looking for offensively from FC Dallas?
Yeah, you know what? The way Farrington scored his goal against Toronto and challenging for that first ball with Walker Zimmerman, one of the best defenders in the league, if not the best at winning the ball in the air, picking up the seconds and then showing a little bit of class. It was a terrific goal, and I felt summed FC Dallas up. That they'll have the grit and they'll grind, but they've also got the quality in them. And I'm looking forward to seeing that area of the park because if I said there was one area I'm a little unsure about for Nashville, is their center back pairing. They have Jason Palacios, and they've got a new signing in Maxwell Wileji, who has come in, and there's a lot of hope for Wileji and Palacios to kind of pick up the baton of what has been a staple of Nashville, which is difficult to beat through the heart of defense. When you think of Walker Zimmerman, at first it was Dave Romney. It was Jack Mayer before last year with Walker Zimmerman. You know, there's been good partnerships there. Joe Willis in goal. Now Nashville have a new keeper in Schwake. Inexperience. And that inexperience against fighters like Farrington and Musa, guys who are going to battle, but guys who have that touch of class as well. I think that's an area that FC Dallas will look to exploit and just keep asking questions of those two center backs.
And then switching to the defensive side of the ball, Michael Colodey's in his first year as starter. Obviously, he filled in for Paz as he was hurt at the end of last year and did really well. And I know Matt Doyle is really high on Colodey this year. He said that he has him as his goalkeeper of the year prediction.
Yeah.
What do you think he has to do to kind of, tamper the high flying offense of Nashville?
I saw Colodi in Vancouver. I covered leg one of the playoffs, and I remember that at the time. I mean, it was a tough result for FC Dallas, but digging into my prep and really watching the guy, I mean, his reactionary saves are tremendous, and what the guy is able to get to was terrific. Is what stood out, and in front of him with that back three, Urugide. I was so
Mhm.
impressed with him. I don't think there's enough center backs anymore, Paul, that love to go and win the ball, that love to go and hunt. And he is one that seems to take pride in that. Now and again, he can get caught out of position, and you need Ibiaga and Shaq Moore, if it's going to be those two either side of him, to really read the game and let him go and win the ball the way he can do. But that game against Vancouver, leg one, I mean, I feel like the game would have been long gone if it wasn't for those two guys. Urukide ended up pulling a guy down for a penalty in that match, if I remember correctly. But I mean, man, that guy, when he's reading things and when he's hunting, and then you got Colodi behind you if he's on his game, you've got a good backstop. And for a team that are going to take risks, you need those two guys to have a really good season. So if you're going to be that run and gun, let's ask questions of the opposition. Let's not be afraid to get it forward. You got to make sure you have that structure in place at the back. And I'm really interested. I'm with Matt Doyle. I'm really interested to see what Colodi does this year.
And then the last thing I'll ask you about, with these offenses that are coming on the field, do you expect like a very high scoring game this weekend, or what are your thoughts on how you feel like it's going to play out?
Yeah, I think FC Dallas first 15 minutes, they're just going to go bang, have that Nashville, see if you can handle it. The record at home wasn't good last year. Eric Quill has mentioned that. I like how he's getting the mentality right with the guys, saying we're dogs. He's
Mhm.
he's really building a culture there, like underdog. Let's go. And I think that's what I'm expecting is be fearless. Let's have a go. Nashville are tipped by many to be one of the top teams in the league this year. Okay, let's not just sit back. And I thought FC Dallas, and again, I'm referencing near the end of last season. I would just wonder if, leg one, Eric Quill up in Vancouver would have handled things a little bit different. It just seemed as though they were waiting to see what would happen. And I know they're away from home. They're home
Mhm.
start this season. They want a better home record. They're going to say, let's not mess around. It doesn't matter who's coming in. Let's ask questions. So I wouldn't mind as a broadcaster seeing it 5-4 for one team.
There you go.
So let's go for that 5-4, 4-3. One of those score lines. I expect goals. I expect the defense for both sides having to ask a lot of questions.